Hello, this is Brandon again for another OSAMOOC video on Twitter. This is video number 2, and I'm going to talk about notifications in terms of mentions and also hashtags. When you get a notification, there can be different notifications. It could be when someone favorites a tweet, when someone retweets you, but most notably we're going to talk about mentions. So a mention is when someone tags you in the tweet. It could be from a direct conversation. So for example, 21 Toys, they tweeted out about a failure toy, and I used their toy before. They had a toy that was called an empathy toy, and I thought this would be great, can't wait. So I responded to their tweet with a reply, and they replied back. So they mentioned me in the tweet, so I'm now tagged in it. Other types of tweets could be people just tagging you into something where maybe they just think something would be of interest to you. Other times it could also be a part of a conversation you've had. It could be, this happens a lot where there's new followers and people will tag you, thanks for following me. And it could also just be another conversation. So I'm presenting at the BIT conference, and they've shared my session and they've added me as a tag. So it's not necessarily a conversation, but I've been mentioned. I retweeted that because it's something that's pretty cool that I thought I would want to be a part of. And then you can also just kind of curate, and there's tons of different interactions you can have. So Let's Talk Science, they tweeted to me because I shared the resource about STEM, and that's just one way of being mentioned. So these are the ways you can see you've been mentioned. You can also search Twitter, and I can search my name, and I can see where maybe other people have mentioned me as well. So I can see the top tweets of my name. I can also see a live version of who's tweeting about me, or if there's a mention or my own tweet, so I can see if there's something in there. So you can really see kind of some of the stuff that's out there, which is pretty useful to kind of Google yourself once in a while. In terms of making a mention to someone else, there's different ways you can do that. You can reply directly to someone. So if you go back to your home page or you find someone, so I'm going to use maybe Donna as an example. So I'm going to use Donna Fry here, and say she tweets something, I can respond back and I can say that I like something or that something was really interesting, and I could kind of join the conversation. So if I like this, imagine a school where students take control and drive their learning. I can click down here which is reply to, and now I'm mentioning these two people. So I can join in on the conversation, and I can type my message and press tweet. So then I join that conversation. If I want to craft a whole new tweet, I can click tweet, and I can make a sentence or a statement or a quote or show an article, and I can tag people in it. So by starting off, for example, if I wanted to share something with Donna that I thought maybe the OSAMOOC could benefit from, I just found this guide that's the guide for teachers on Twitter. So I can copy that, and I can maybe say something to Donna. So, hi Donna. And I can tag her in it, so I can start typing. So Doug comes up, but I want Donna, and it will come up with her Twitter name. Here is a great article I found on Twitter we could share on the MOOC. And I could paste that article in. And what I would want to do is sometimes other people to find it, I can use the hashtag, and I can type in the hashtag for the OSAMOOC. So I can put that in there, and it will go to the rest of the people in there. And I can hit tweet. So I'm not going to do that now, just as this is just a sample, but if I did that, Donna would get a notification that I tweeted to her, and other people would be able to find my tweet by searching up that same hashtag. The second thing I want to show you in terms of, now that we're done mentions, is hashtags. So if you're looking for something and you want to find out what's going on currently, so if I want to know what's happening in the MOOC, I can type it in, so OSSE, MOOC, and MOOC, and I can find out what's happening in terms of tweets that are coming out. So if I want to search this hashtag, I can see some of the things that are happening. So Donna just tweeted an hour ago about the courses that are happening, and there's the top tweets. So these are the ones that either have had the most exposure, the most retweets, or from credible sources. You can click live, which is just all the tweets that are happening in there, and you can also click on accounts, and these are some people who may be tweeting about it. So there's Mark. You can also go to photos, videos, and there's different options you can enable as well where it's kind of save searches. Some really cool other ones if I'm at a conference, so if I'm at, say, maybe like a Google Summit or something like that, or if I'm at a GAFE Summit, you can click on that, and that will bring you also to some really good activities and different types of articles or things that you have there. So you can always search hashtags based on that. sometimes you might want to look up your school board and see kind of what's happening in, say, the TDSB, and you can go there and you can click on live and you can see kind of what's happening within TDSB. So there's always really great ways to search that as well, and if you're looking to find people to follow, I might want to say, who are my TDSB colleagues? I can click on accounts, and I can find some people that I may want to follow. So there's a trustee and the main TDSB account, the TDSB IT services, and you can follow some people within your school board is always a good rule as well. And the last part I want to show you is the last part about tweeting. So when you tweet with something, it's always good, and as you notice, the tweet came back because I didn't hit send, so it saves the draft. It's always great to add a couple hashtags onto the end of the article. So if you want it to reach more people and be able to have some different types of engagement happening through new people that aren't just your followers, you could put a tweet out there. So if I wanted to say something about Twitter here, or if I had an article that was about Google, I can put maybe GAIF on it there, or maybe if I'm at the summit, or if I'm at the BIT 2015 conference, I can type in BIT 2015 as an example, and then my message that would go there. So when people search that hashtag, then my tweet would come up. So it's good to use it to put relevant things to the different types of hashtags that are out there. You don't want to just spam things and put a whole bunch of different hashtags just to get more notices. You want to make it that it's meaningful. And that's same when you mention to people, you don't want to just mention everybody. You want to make sure that it's meaningful interactions with people. So that's just a small short video on hashtags and tweets. A couple other ones that are really neat. Hip Hop Ed is a really cool one where they talk about different ways of using hip hop to engage students and learners in here. So it's really cool. They have different chats every week, and there's some really cool conversations that are happening in there. So they're just starting a chat which is actually happening tonight in about 15 minutes. So you can see that you can follow a chat through there. So you can use actually the hashtag to follow a chat. So the last thing I wanted to show you is Ontario Ed Leaders, and you could also find out information about other people who are in the Ontario Ed Leaders. You can find out if there's a chat happening and what the next chat is going to be, and you can search that hashtag to find out what's happening on there. So there's also Ontario ON Ed Leaders, and that can also be another example of a hashtag as well, or you can do Ontario Ed Chat, and that would follow the chat itself. And this one's October 22nd at 9 p.m. So when I want to participate in this chat, I can just use this hashtag here, and I can put that in at that time, and I can start to see. I'd click live, and I'd be able to see all the tweets. So I'll do another video on chats themselves, but that's just a brief introduction on using the mention and using the hashtag feature.